As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly.
Why do you have to get one more score? You got to get one more score. Like, and by that I mean one more sin before you give it up. I'm talking about when your heart is right and you can feel the Lord talking to you, and you know, are absolutely certain that He's telling you you need to stop doing something to please Him and to move to some other. I don't want to use the word level necessarily in the way that we usually use that. I'm not talking about getting some great status, but being able to have access to God in a greater way. So you're moving into a different level in that way. And the Lord is telling you, you can't get to that. You can't know me better. You can't get closer to me, draw nearer to me, unless you stop this thing, or maybe sometimes just start doing this other thing. Maybe you're not praying enough, something like that. It might not always be stopping, quitting some scandalous sin. It might be just a complacency and thinking that you've attained and that you don't really need to grow anymore. You pretty much are quote unquote good Christian. And most people don't even say that anymore because Christian is such a profanity among the world right now. Like, most people don't even like to call themselves Christians. They're quick to apologize for what the Bible says. They're quick to stand with the world that hates Christ. The Christians professing and sometimes true ones are standing outside the church. They run outside the church and they point back at Bible believers, trying to shame them, or I should say us, because I believe what that book says. And on some level, in my flesh and in my limited spiritual location at this time, I know that I don't even know what that means yet. I don't even understand. I can't even really conceive that, man. I would like to be more close to the Lord. You got to be careful when you pray for things like that because He'll move you around and test you in ways and bring things into your life that will have you saying, wait a minute, I didn't think it would be like this. I didn't know this was going to be part of the process of growing spiritually and getting closer to Christ. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. There's more sorrow than I thought it would be. But that's part of it. And the Bible talks about that. Places like Ecclesiastes. Everything we're doing in here is vanity. So the Bible says it's a lamentation. Man, this is just all empty and useless in the end. The only thing that matters is what you did for Christ. Once you start realizing that there's a sorrow, but there's also uh, a glory or a power in that. And for people who are like Lot's wife, for example, the Lot's wife Christian who's going to look back at the world all the time and is going to get punished for that, that is too much for them to take. Yeah, following Christ, following the real Christ, the way He really wants you to do, the kind of believer He really wants you to be, you can't partake with the world anymore. Not in the same way. And even if you do, you try to, there's a conviction there. And that's definitely why the last score, the quote unquote last score, you want to do some sin or avoid beginning some good thing that the Lord is pleased with. You're avoiding taking a step and addressing one of those things. You can't be at contentment now, no matter what you do. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So no matter what you're doing, if you're partaking in that, you're running with the world, you're agreeing with the world. If I'm talking about people who really are Christians, and if you're really a Christian, you're going to have some kind of chastening. You're going to have some kind of, you need to change something here. And you know what it is, but you don't want to do it. You hear that voice. I got something for you, but you can't have it unless you let go of this thing. It's the old monkey with his hand in the coconut trying to get the candy illustration that you hear people use sometimes. It's the same thing. You're going to get bashed over the head if you don't let go of the candy, but you won't let go of the candy, and you know it's coming, but you just want that candy. And somehow you think you're going to be able to keep it, but you know you're not going to be able to. That makes you angry with yourself because now you understand how foolish and or stupid you're being by not letting it go. The brothers and sisters in the faith need to learn to let go of that candy, let go of the world, and let go of whatever thing that's stopping you from really hearing from the Lord. Just drop it and understand that the world is going to come back calling and try to bring you back into that. The devils that leave a person that really gets delivered, they're going to come back and bring more with them that are stronger. Some of us know that by personal experience.